Yo, what's going on, Team Tweedy? I hope you're all super well. Welcome to episode 33 of Hashtag Ask Tweedy, the football show where you guys send in your football related questions. I do my best to answer them. Make sure you leave your questions in the comments below, and then I'll put them in the special Word document I got, put them in there, highlight them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I basically answer your questions. This one is almost like a podcast, so you wouldn't even really have to watch the audio. It's completely unedited. You just listen in. I answer your questions and try and give you guys as much value as possible because I want to help you guys out. So, starting off, first question. How to maintain sharp performance on the field and in the gym if you have a very bad sleep? That comes in from Javier Rodriguez. Now, for me, I think sleep is massive. If I have a poor sleep, there's no way I'm performing well on the field because I'm going to be tired. There's just no way in the world I'll perform well. I've had it before where I've slept poorly or just haven't had a bad sleep. I haven't had a good sleep and it just results in being tired. I think I did a video on it ages ago. If you look, type in Sheldon Tweedy sleep and then there should be a video on it where I spoke about it. I think you need 7 hours sleep. I did a whole research on it. And I think it only goes for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's probably one of the better videos I've done in my life, but it's very valuable. I think sleep is so important, but for some players, they don't need sleep. It kind of comes down to you. Some players can function on not much sleep at all. I think it's super important. I think you can only get better with sleep because you're letting your body recover. Not only in the sense that you're going to perform well, like your mind is going to be recovered, you're just going to be ready to go, but also it's an important time for your legs, your muscles, your arms, whatever it may be that's hurting, to repair and recover, because that is the time where you're literally doing nothing. You're just sitting, well, you're laying there and you're just recovering, and we don't get that much in our life, and that's the one time where we're just sitting down, doing nothing, recovering, and I think it's so important. So you should be getting at least 7-8 hours sleep. If you can, if possible, do your absolute best to, and do your own research as well. Remember, check out that video, but I can't see how having more sleep won't affect you. But you're asking me how to maintain a sharp performance. So let's say if you do have a very bad sleep, look, I think there's just not much you can do. You can't be like, okay, I had a bad sleep, I'm just gonna have 5 coffees and I'm sweet to go. The most important thing is making sure the night before you plan your day out. So for example, when I had my girlfriend in Australia, and even here, I will always have to sleep by myself, and I think Jay's the same as well, where I have to sleep in my own bed by myself to make sure that I have a good sleep before the day of a game, because that's just something that's important to me. I need to make sure that I'm ready to perform and go on the game day. So I kept that like for ages, and you know, if you guys are the same, maybe you need someone there. I don't know. It's, you guys need to work out what works for you. That's something that works out for me, and it ensures that I get a good sleep. So how can you perform better with no sleep? Just make sure you have a good sleep plan. Question number 2. Do you think some people start off more talented than others, or does it come down to hard work? Comes in from my main man, bacon and egg with no juice. Look, I think some people start off more talented. Yeah, so for me, when I was younger, I was scoring goals, and I've spoken about this before. It's not me bragging, it's not being whatever the word is, it's me just telling you the straight facts. I was a lot better than pretty much all of the kids in my age group, and I was the best kid in the team from 5 years old to I think 10, and when we were just playing in club teams, it wasn't a challenge for me. And I think, look, I spent a lot of time by myself working hard and doing my own training sessions with my dad. I obviously did a lot more than the other kids because this was the time when video games were coming around. So kids were playing video games rather than going out training, which is completely fine. Look, I look back on them now and none of them are playing football anymore, at least, or maybe they're just playing it for fun. But the thing is, I wanted it more than everybody else. So I think at that age, you do start off with a certain level of talent, and I guess you can call it, where you're going to be better than some of the other players, but maybe you're not as good as some of the other players. But man, if you put in the work in at that age, you're only going to improve, you're only going to get better. And that's exactly what I did, and it just helped me so much. So I spent hours at the park. I remember going down to the park with my dad like almost every day, And no matter where the school was on, if we couldn't go outside, we would do a ball work session upstairs. So I think it's a massive combination. But in saying that, I want to try and think about this question in the sense that if you aren't as talented, do you think you can still make it as a pro? And I want you guys to let me know in the comments as well. If you aren't as talented, so let's say I'm the kid that's scoring 5 goals a game, 3 goals a game, but you're the kid who's scoring maybe 1 goal every couple of weeks, and it's not a very high level. Do you think that player can still make it as a professional footballer? I don't know, because I haven't seen instances. Like, I've never actually researched someone, but I'm sure it is. And if you ask someone, like even Jay wasn't the best player when he was younger, but he's put in a lot of work. So for me, I would say, look, combination. If you're a talented player, you still need to put in the work. If you're I can almost guarantee you that if I didn't put in the work that I did, I was still a very good player. I wouldn't be where I am at now. Just, it's facts. I would never have progressed. You have to put in the work off the field. And if you're not as talented as, say, somebody else, you need to be putting in double work than that person. And sure, that might be unfair, but that's the reality. You can look at it how you like, but if you think it's unfair, you're just making an excuse for yourself. You're born the way you are. Maybe, I don't know how talent is a thing. It's really interesting to think about it, how someone can be really good at football and someone can not be good at football. Is it a hand-foot coordination thing? Is it the ability to see space? Is it the ability to... I don't know. It's a really interesting topic, and I don't know enough about it. I don't know whether it's even possible for anyone to answer it because it's so complex. So, look, if you're behind the talented players, double the work. That's what it is. Third and final question goes to Joe Powles. He says, #AskTweety. Hey Sheldon, I'm thinking of training for a new team which is a league higher and a much higher level. I think I can reach those standards and get into the team, but I'm not 100% sure. Should I go for it or not? Many thanks, Joe Powles. Okay, 2 things about this one. First one is self-belief. You watch Conor McGregor, you watch Floyd Mayweather is my favorite example. Look up Floyd Mayweather's self-talk. This guy tells himself that he is the champion. He's the best. He's not going to get beat. He's the best fighter. While other people are sleeping, he's working. It's literally, he just self-talks himself into the ground. And I've never seen anything like it. I've told you guys to look it up before. Watch it again because I want you to see him do it. It's so crazy the amount of self-talk he does and how powerful it is. So he's telling himself that he's the best. When you do that, you get into a mindset that you're better than everybody else. Whereas if you're going to a trial or a training session, you're thinking, I might not be as good as these guys. You're not going to be confident. And confidence is what's going to make you feel free and be able to play as a player. I can guarantee, I should stop saying I can guarantee. I can tell you that if you have a nervous player and a player who's confident, the confident one is going to perform a lot better than the other one. So you need to tell yourself that you're the best player. Maybe not the best player, whatever works for you. You need to be confident in your ability. And you told me right here, I think I can reach those standards and get into the team, but I'm not 100% sure. So what you're thinking right now is that you're scared. You're scared that you're not going to make a team, and I don't understand it, because what is the worst thing that's going to happen when you don't make the team? Are they going to shoot you? Are they going to tell you you're not allowed to play football anymore? All they're going to say is, hi Joe, I'm sorry mate, but you're just not up to the standard. Cool. What did I do wrong? X, Y, Z. Cool, I'll go work on that. And then I'll go visit the 50,000 other teams that are semi-pro or pro. So look, don't get caught up in it. It's only one opportunity. And you're not sure whether to go for it or not. Why? That's the thing. What are you scared of? As a player, I've trialed and trained with some big players. My scariest thing was trialing for Sydney FC as a National Youth League player when I was 17 years old. And I don't think anything has topped that. That was probably when I was most nervous, because I don't know whether I was up to that standard. Even though I made the squad at the time, I didn't think I was up to the standard, and I still performed very well. As soon as I made one mistake, I understood how the game was going to go. Now I'm like, I got this. This is easy. I know how they want me to play. They want me to play 1-2 touch. That's exactly what I did, and I destroyed the match. And that's why I got selected, because I was then confident in my ability. I wasn't scared on the ball. My first touch, I'll tell you a quick story. So this one's a good one. So centre back got the ball. He's driving forward. I love telling this story, by the way. Centre back got the ball, drove forward, and I check in as a number 10. First off, I checked directly towards him. So I went like this, straight at him, which is the first mistake because you don't want to come in straight. You want to come on a diagonal option. Anyway, this guy fires the ball at me, the hardest I've ever received the ball. And my first touch went so far back that it went like almost a through ball for their striker and they nearly scored. And from that moment on, I went, oh, okay, they pass like that here. And from there, I was like, wow, ball speed is so important. I pass like that all the time now. So it's just normal, but I never had experienced that. And so I was like, okay, this is really good. And so I found the benefits in me losing the ball and being like, all right, let's do that. Let's pass like that because he's obviously a very good player. He made the squad as well. And yeah, man, it's just, you just got to be confident in your ability. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about at a trial. Nothing. They're either going to say yes or no. And either way, you need to find the benefits. There's benefits in both. If they say yes, there are drawbacks in that. There are negatives or drawbacks, whatever you want to call them. If you make the team, there are things that aren't going to be good for you. And you only perceive the good things in that. If you don't make the team, you're only perceiving the bad things. But I can guarantee, oh my goodness, why do I keep saying that? I'll tell you right now that if you can easily swap them and say, there are more benefits than drawbacks in me not making the team, and there are more drawbacks than benefits in me actually making the team. So it's just your perception on the situation. So, and that comes down from listing the benefits and drawbacks in these, which you can do. It's a lot of work, so I don't know how many of you are going to do it. If you do it, you're actually going to benefit from it a lot. If you don't, well, it's your problem. So yeah, anyway guys, that is going to wrap up episode 33 of #AskTweety. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you're out there. Join the #AskTweety family. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.